Hello guys, hi tribe. Welcome to the channel Divine Truth Tarot. If you're new, welcome. Warm welcome to you. Have a look around. Please join us for our live videos. I don't do a lot of actual lives, but I do a lot of pre-recorded lives so that I can be there with you guys, which I actually prefer. And so that my moderators can be there moderating and giving love and helping so much, and also so that you guys can just chat amongst each other and catch yourselves up with what's going on in your own lives. And so this video, I want to start out, this was actually going to be the 2021 Divine Feminine video, but I think I'll save that for another day. I did the 2021 Divine Masculine update and prediction video last night, late last night actually. So if you haven't checked it out, go ahead and check it out because it did come in about 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. And this video I feel is going to be more the update on what is going on, just really the energy update of these divine counterpart connections. What I'm feeling right now is hopelessness. I'm feeling this sense of hopelessness, and I'm feeling the sense of almost feeling hungover. Now, I've expressed to you guys, I haven't had even a sip of alcohol since last November, and that was the last time that I was with my own divine counterpart. And something in me just sort of said, you know what, it's just time. It's time to stop. And there's no need for this anymore. So it was a very quiet, peaceful transition and exit. And I wasn't drinking a lot at that time anyway. In fact, mostly just once in a while with friends and with my my counterpart. And I don't miss it. And I feel like today I woke up feeling like I was hungover. And I've been feeling this soul merge happening within the counterparts at this time. And what I'm feeling very strongly right now is that the divine masculine was partying, was indulging during this holiday season. So I feel like there was a lot of jubilation. Okay, I think there was a lot of drinking. And I think that it may have gone a little overboard. And so I feel like the masculines are feeling sort of depressed and hopeless again. It's like the high from the drinking or the family or the presents or Christmas, if that brought a sense of high to them, that has all come crashing down. And now they're back to reality and realizing that, wait a minute, I'm still in the same place and I'm still feeling sad. So the escapism that was supposed to happen, you know, with the alcohol didn't actually happen. So that's sort of what I'm picking up on, guys. It's a mild headache, might be a little nausea for some of you, exhaustion, and also just this feeling of being hungover, finding it really hard to wake up in the morning. This has been going on for about 2 weeks now with the insomnia and also not being able to sleep, sleeping at weird hours, sleeping in, going to bed late, all of these things. So let me know if that resonates with you guys, but I did want to share that update because the hopelessness is very real. And I'm picking up on it really heavily. And I've been teary-eyed this morning and just thinking about the hopelessness. And, you know, honestly, as a reader, it's challenging because you feel these things along with a collective. And so when I'm feeling like this, I often find the best thing I can do is not crawl in a hole or under my covers and hide, but actually to come out and do a reading so that I can help other people. Because I know some of you are feeling the same way. And so if I can just show myself, even if I'm not showing my face in this particular video, if I can show myself and get back on camera and help others see the light, then that can boost you and boost me as well. So that is my hope with this video. Some of you are reaching out about private readings. I am not doing private readings until January 1st. I will start to kick off January 2021. I will be offering private readings again. I'm also taking a hiatus from emails, so I do apologize. If you have emailed me in the last week or so, I have not responded. It is not personal. I have not ignored you. I just needed a break from everything, and I've really been focusing on the content of the channel and really putting out and producing content. So yes, I think that's it. So without further ado, let's go into the cards that I've chosen let's go into the cards. So I may switch these out a little bit because I was actually wanting to do a divine feminine yearly reading. So let's see. So we're gonna have the energy, the elemental oracle. We're gonna have the light seers tarot. Let's actually start. Let's start with the elemental oracle. And Archangel Michael, please come in to create a sphere of loving, blessing, protection around this reading, the room, myself, and everyone watching at any point in time. Please allow me to be a pure vessel of unconditional truth, of unconditional love, of divine truth, divine clarity, divine compassion, divine joy, divine abundance, divine partnership. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Electricity. So what I'm also picking up on in these connections, guys, is the sexual energy. So that sacral chakra. So many of you will be experiencing those sacral chakra pains. Sacral chakra can show up as, it may feel like a UTI. They can have those symptoms. And of course, as a disclaimer, if you think it's a medical issue, please see a doctor, see a naturopath or holistic doctor. That's what I would recommend. But definitely if you feel like it is, a medical issue, guys, you know what to do. You are my intelligent, intuitive, divine feminines and masculines. But yeah, definitely the sexual energies have been ramping up. So I feel like they were really dormant and quiet for quite some time. And now they've been awakened again in both twins. There is this soul merge going on despite the feeling of hopelessness that is very rampant right now in the collective. This card keeps coming up over and over and over. So in the reading last night, we had, I think it was the divine masculine reading, we had water and fire. And now we have water and earth. This card comes up over and over again in these readings for the divine counterparts, creation, water. So let's talk about creation. What does that mean? What is being created? Something is coming from this electricity. Something is coming from this fire in the loins that both counterparts are feeling. And I feel like the divine masculine wants to make a move, but the divine masculine is being drawn to the divine feminine, drawn back to a place that feels like home, drawn back to her groundedness, because right now the divine feminine, it's almost like they've switched roles. The divine feminine is working really hard in the 3D and getting things in order, so to speak. That's masculine lingo. And the divine masculine is actually holding space in the higher realms. So there's been a switch. And you guys know these are just energies. We carry them both within us. So, and there are some people who are, non-dualist, I don't know if that's a word. They believe in non-duality consciousness. And so it's not feminine, masculine. It's not like we're opposing energies. We have it all within us. And so I've been really embracing that concept and idea more and more as I discuss the divine connection, and this idea, this concept of your twin actually being you, existing inside of you. I know that's challenging to the ego and to the personality and to the mind. And so we can fall back into that old trap of the mind or the ego. But in spiritual truth, your masculine lives inside you, you live inside of them. And so when you stop denying or rejecting or abandoning that inner masculine within you, that is when your masculine in the physical can wake up to the connection, and vice versa. When they stop denying the feminine aspect of themselves, the feminine energy that lives within them, they can start to respect what it is that you've been offering, the love that you've been offering. They can be more receptive. Most masculines initially are very closed off to this connection, and they don't know. It's a fear. Okay, they're operating from a place of fear. I've never experienced this before, the masculine says. Could this even be real? This wild, wild woman or wild man that I've come across, the person of my dreams, I never thought that they were actually real. And now that they're real and they feel like home to me, it's the realization that if they accept this love, that they will have to evolve. They will have to level up. And it's, again, I want to really reinforce this. It's not that the masculines are behind. It's that the masculines have actually volunteered to stay, quote unquote, behind in the 3D world, getting the 3D prepared for this union. So they've allowed the feminine to ascend so to speak, before them. And they've stayed, they're grounding the energy in the 3D while the feminine continues to grow and blossom and evolve. So they've basically freed you from the matrix and they've volunteered to stay back. So if you can look at it that way, especially if you're dealing with a painful situation where there's a karmic partner and you say, this is so painful, they didn't choose me, your masculine would argue differently and say, I've always chosen you. But in the 3D matrix, with all of the illusions that are afoot, it does appear that they have stayed behind, chosen somebody else, chosen a different life, and not chosen you. But in reality, they freed you. They loved you so much that they freed you to find a way out of the maze, out of the labyrinth, out of the matrix, and with the promise that they will find you when they can. But they had to tie up those loose ends in the 3D, those 3D contracts, the soul contracts. Okay, the addictions, the really destitute feeling of hopelessness that the masculine is healing right now. It's very real because I'm picking up on it. It's very heavy. It feels like the end. It feels like we've reached the end of the road and that this will never happen. It's a very, very painful energy. I'm not enjoying it, to be honest. And so if you can look at that from that perspective, that the masculine actually freed you and the masculine volunteered to stay behind, I think you can have just a totally different perspective overall. This energy of creation, of water, this speaks of flowing with grace. You see the grace and the peace and the beauty and the purity in this card. And honoring one's emotions. Creating, this is sacral chakra energy, creative energy. That fertile ground that exists within all of us that allows us to bring things into creation, that allows us to create in the matrix, that allows us to play with the matrix instead of allowing the matrix to play us. So really continue, like feminines, masculines watching, what is most vital to your happiness at this time? I want you guys to acknowledge that. And then from that point, decide what is it that you wish to create. What is it that you wish to create from that vantage point? What will bring you the most joy and happiness? What is the most fulfilling? So feminine, you are working on, I feel, this idea of wholeness, the equator to make equal. So feminine energy within both counterparts is working on this idea. It is this soul merge indeed. It's the soul merge, and it's also realizing what I just said, that your counterpart is equal to you. They're not below you. They're not above you. They're beside you on this journey. And what happens is the ego says, well, they're not beside me. I don't see them. I don't feel them. They're not next to me. And you have to trust that that energy is within you first and foremost, and then it can be shown to you in the external world. Much like anything, the thoughts that we have, first we think them, then they manifest in the physical. Let's do this. The masculine energy inside both counterparts gets magnetism. They're absolutely mesmerized and magnetized and attracted right now to the feminine. They really are. They as the feminine steps into more and more of a role of balance and inner peace and stability and equality within herself or himself, the more the masculine energy is attracted to the feminine. The more the masculine energy is it's like they'll be trying to go about their day-to-day life and they'll just have this magnetic attraction to the feminine, to the place that they call home. So this is also, this magnetism card for the masculines is also about this, this energy of what are they attracting into their lives? Why are they attracting that? How are they attracting that? This is them learning. They're experimenting with their powers of manifestation also right now, feminines. So your masculine energy and the masculine counterpart is experimenting with, how do I magnetize to me what it is that I truly desire? This is really about being your own person, knowing what your true values are, what your true needs are, not people pleasing, not codependency on, another person to make them happy, or I don't want to upset them. I don't want to step out of line, or I don't want to step on anyone's toes. No, masculine. You're here to step on people's toes. You're here to assist the world in evolving. You're here to show up as your whole true self, and you're here to make waves. So what is it, what is your intention with what you're attracting masculine energy? That's what we're looking at here. And let's get union energy. So let's get one card here for union energy. Completion West. This would be the World card. This is Spirit assuring the counterparts that there has been a cycle completed. Whether it looks like that, whether it appears like that in the 3D or not, this has happened in the higher realms. So something has completed within your connection. I feel like this could even be a belief system, an outdated belief system that has finally been released. Okay, an outdated belief system, something programming, something that was not assisting your journey or your ascension has been released. And it's created space and room for a new thought, for a new belief system to come in. Also, this speaks to not resisting the end of the cycle, masculines and feminines, because with every ending, there's a new beginning. So don't be afraid of this concept of death. This is very much the energy of death and rebirth, as well as the World card. So Scorpionic energy coming through here, the Phoenix rising. Don't be afraid of death. The Scorpio is not afraid of death. They're curious. If you've ever met a Scorpio, we are curious about life after death. We are so curious ever since we were little. What happens when you die? What happens, what does the end mean? What is the void? We live in that place. So you're being invited to enter that place, not with trepidation or fear, but with curiosity, with a huge curiosity about what exists in this place after I've completed something. I feel like for the counterparts right now, the void that you're feeling is a different kind of a void. It's the place right before the miracle happens, but you can't see anything, so you don't know the miracle is about to happen. It's the place where something has ended and something has yet to begin, and so you're sort of just in limbo. That's what I feel. That puzzle piece hasn't yet been placed in the puzzle. Okay, so it feels like something is still missing, but it's not. Spirit, tell me more, Spirit, about the energy of these divine connections. Let's do a temperature check on the headspace of the masculine energy, and then we'll do a check on the temperature of the headspace of the feminine energy. Masculine energy, headspace. We've got 3 of Pentacles upside down and the 5 of Cups. Yeah, this is the hopelessness that I was picking up on for sure. 3 of Pentacles typically indicates a working together, okay? A desire to work together, a desire to create, a desire. It's happy, it's joyful, it's collaboration, it's cooperation. But when that's upside down, it's like something has been stalled. The project has been stalled, or the masculine feels like they're in this alone. I feel that. The masculine energy feels like they're in this alone. I'm doing this alone. I'm in this alone. Nobody's helping me. Nobody's assisting me. I'm going to do this all by myself. So there's a little bit of a victim mentality going on right now with all of the masculine energy that exists within all of us. And I also see that the masculine energy is, there's definitely an energy of sadness with the 5 of Cups. Okay, there's definitely, this is somebody who's deep in their emotions. This is somebody who is not able to see, it's the crying over spilled milk energy, and not able to see what's right in front of you, what's right beside you, only focusing on the cups that are empty, only focusing on that which is gone, focusing on everything that you've lost. So there's a grieving energy here. But there's also, it's very much a distortion energy, guys. Feeling disappointed by what life has brought you, feeling disappointed that things didn't work out. A lot of self-pity, okay? There's a sense of brokenness here for sure. She's actually pouring out that cup with her own foot. She's like, I don't even want this. Like, I don't even want what the universe is offering me. I feel like there's a dark night of the soul going on right now with the masculines, where they're realizing where they have deceived others, especially the feminine, and themselves, and where people have deceived them, where they've deceived themselves about this journey, where they may have deceived themselves trying to convince themselves that the feminine wasn't actually home, that, you know, their true divine partner was somebody else, or that this was just, I feel like a lot of these masculines have tried to convince themselves that this connection wasn't real, or this connection wasn't magical or special, that it was just another ordinary connection. And it's led them down a path that's very dark, that's very empty, that's very lonely, and that's full of disillusionment. You know, the feminines over here, and I'm just going to put, because this is very different energy, the feminines over here embracing the Nine of Pentacles energy, embracing being single, embracing being free, embracing her abundance. Tell me more. Feminine energy is pretty good. So I would say, guys, if you're picking up on that hopelessness or sadness, I do feel you're picking up on your masculine's energy. So find a way today to transmute that energy. Salt bath, meditation, nature, laughing, being silly, dancing, any of those possibilities. Writing in your journal, reading, watching a funny movie, anything that's going to bring you to a place of peace, and also just bring you back home to yourself, because you are definitely picking up on the masculine energy. Because look, feminine energy has temperance, balance. And what I love about this is this also speaks to me of balance, right? This speaks to me of making equal balance. So the feminine energy is busy working on feeling balanced and whole within herself, balancing those masculine and feminine energies, the yin and the yang, the shadow and the light within herself. She's also busy creating a brand new beginning, a brand new prosperous beginning. So the feminine, as I stated, is very entrenched in the 3D world right now. She's not afraid to get her hands dirty, not afraid to do the work. This to me speaks of Taurus energy. This Pentacles is Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn energy, but I see this because the hands are dirty. This is Taurus. Taurus is definitely not Virgo. Virgo's so clean. But Taurus is not afraid to get their hands dirty, to really dig deep, to get, you know, the dirt under their nails, and to really do this so-called dirty work. So the feminine is really putting in the time and energy into her job, into her pentacles right now. And you guys can see that with me, because I was feeling this hopelessness. I was feeling it's like energy of being hungover when I'm not. This awful energy. And what did I do? I came here to create, okay? I came here to create in my 3D world, to give. I came here to serve. I came here to do mission work. I came here to help others. So that's what the feminine is doing right now, is focusing on this prosperous new beginning in work, in abundance. Four of Wands, celebration. Now, I know traditionally this does speak to marriage. It does speak to partnership. But in this particular deck, it just speaks to me of freedom, of a feeling of being free from your burdens, a feeling of being free from your past, a feeling of being free from things that have held you back, and a freedom of allowing yourself to feel blissful again, feminine, allowing yourself. It's really going to be about, do I allow myself to celebrate me? Do I allow myself to celebrate my abundance, my prosperity, everything that I've accomplished this year? Can I allow myself to really bask in the glory of the other divine feminines or divine masculines that have been a part of my life? And I do feel like it's really time to allow the joy back in, feminines. And I know this is challenging when you're transmuting for your counterpart, but wow, I mean, feminines, if you allow yourself to really dwell in this energy, it's going to feel really yucky. And you can't create from this place. So the masculines are feeling stagnant in creating right now, stagnant in moving things forward. Let's find out. Wanted to get some more energy here for union energy. Oh, that's here, sorry. Six of Pentacles, reciprocity. Okay, so the key right now to balance, the feminine, right, has temperance already, but the key to balance within the connection is reciprocity, giving and taking in equal amounts. So feminines, where do you need to maybe withhold? It's not about withholding your love, but withholding communication or withholding giving to others, withholding giving too much and not receiving anything back and then feeling resentful. Okay, that's what I'm picking up on here with the Six of Pentacles. Because when we give, the person goes, well, I didn't ask you to do this for me. Part of that is people pleasing. Part of that can be codependency. If you're not expecting anything back, that's different. But if you're expecting something back and then you get resentful or disappointed, that's where you want to really check yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. And you want to ask yourself, am I doing this for the right reasons? Am I reaching out with the expectation of something back because I miss them or I need them? Or am I simply reaching out to show love and support? And most of the time when we want to reach out, it's usually the ego. The ego needs something. The ego wants something. The ego needs validation. So be honest with yourselves. Ace of Wands also showing up in the union energy. So Six of Pentacles and Ace of Wands for the union energy. You know, this is a person whose intuition has been set on fire and who has received all kinds of downloads and signs and is actually heeding the signs and is actually listening, is actually paying attention. This is someone who is creating each moment. They realize they're the creator, the ultimate creator of their life. They're creating with their thoughts. They're creating with their energy. And this speaks of passionate, creative, inspired moments and events. New ideas, okay? Just illuminating the dark, illuminating where things may have been fuzzy or where things have been in this union energy just complicated or messy or chaotic. It's like illuminating that path. And there is a sense here of mirroring going on. So as within, so without, okay? And realizing that you're an ultimate manifester. You're the ultimate manifester, feminines and masculines. What energy represents the masculine energy right now? Wow. So masculine energy, fire. Creation, destruction, beginning. Notice how there's creation, beginning, and also destruction. And it's also expression. I mean, this is really right up there with the Ace of Wands energy. And we also have this wildness, electricity. There's definitely some fire energy there as well. So masculine energy, Aries, Leo, Sag, fire energy. The element of creation, the element of destruction, all in one. You can create with fire. You can also destroy with fire. Fire represents the ability of humans to connect and the ability for humans to tell their story. So there's a storytelling aspect with this as well around the campfire. Our ancestors, the ancient ones, gathering, telling stories of the day, telling stories of their ancestors. That's how, they didn't have history books. They had stories that were told. And there was no technology. There were no, electricity. It was by fire, by moonlight, real, true magic, living amongst nature, living with nature. Creation and destruction. So masculines, I feel like what this is saying for the masculine energy is you have the ability right now to create, and you also have the ability to destroy, and you get to decide. Are you going to be destructive with this energy, with this hopeless energy? Or are you going to decide to destroy that energy and to create a new expression out of that? So this is really putting the power in the masculine's hands. Fire means many things to different people. Fire definitely is the energy of magic, of transformation. it's also the energy of the masculine in Chinese culture. So if you guys have studied acupuncture, some of you may be acupuncturists or herbalists out there. If you've just studied Chinese medicine, you'll know, right? TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, you'll know that fire represents yang. It represents the masculine energy. So how beautiful for that energy to show up in the masculine energy. Fire, you know, when we have in nature, right, the element of fire, it can actually bring growth. You know, they'll do controlled burnings of sections of the forest. And I used to be so upset about this, but I realized it actually brings new growth. So sometimes it's necessary. So I feel like the masculines have the ability right now to purge the sadness and hopelessness if they can tap into this Ace of Wands energy. And if they see the vision and the goal of the Six of Pentacles of reciprocity, of being able to open up again, being able to stop closing off their hearts, okay, taking off the armor is what I'm hearing, and destroying the armor once and for all. There's no need to have armor with your twin flame. They already are you. They know everything about you. They feel you. You can't hide from your twin flame, masculines. You can do a damn good job of trying. But there is a purity to this energy with the fire energy for the masculines. There is a purity and a sacred power of creativity. This is pure energy here, okay? Pure vital energy. There is a sense of forward movement. Think of the Eight of Wands, okay? There's a sense of something moving forward with a ferocity. It's this dynamic expression of self. It's this dynamic expression. I feel like the masculines have so much contained within them that they've just tried to ignore, they've tried to push down. And I feel like it really wants to come out now. It really needs to be spoken. They need to tell somebody. They need to scream it. They need to go out in nature and just scream it like Tarzan. They need to release their true intentions, what they truly desire, and stop focusing on the past and stop focusing on what hasn't worked in their life. Stop focusing on the feminine being gone forever, because she's not. And masculines, open yourself up to receive the guidance that is necessary at this time to create these real, authentic shifts in your life, okay? Feminine energy has the Timberwolf energy. Instinct, guidance, belonging, and order. There definitely is a masculine component to this energy for feminines. Feminine energy taking control of where it is in their life that they have potentially given away their power. Okay. Wolf is a instinctive master. Okay. They're a master of instinct. They're a master of themselves. They're a master of their environment. And therefore, they're a master of everything and everyone around them. They never falter because they always listen to their intuition. Their intuition, they know instinctively it will never steer me wrong. Feminines, your intuition, if you listen to the voice of the ego, it will take you down a path of actual destruction of self, destruction of joy, destruction of peace. If you listen to the voice of your intuition, you will be lifted higher and higher. You will be inspired. You will see the truth of what's actually going on. Spiritual truth. There's a primal instinct that surrounds Wolf, a very primal instinct that allows the feminine energy to understand that even though what she's seeing in the 3D is the complete opposite of what she desires and what she's manifesting, that it doesn't mean that it's not happening or it won't happen or that it can't happen. Understand that you are your own inner guide, feminine. You have this inner wolf inside of you. I've long connected the feminine to the wolf energy. In fact, it's the image that I chose for my channel, the picture art, whatever it's called. It's whatever. It's the image that I chose for a reason, because of this instinct, because of this intuition that I'm so honored by. I'm so honored to be in the company of other divine feminines, in the company of my own divine feminine, in the company of my masculine's divine feminine, when he has actually shown me that energy, which is really beautiful, when they've let the walls down. So this is also saying to feminine, there are times where you're going to walk alone on this journey. There are times when you're going to be more fulfilled walking with others. So some of you will be in the energy of walking alone right now, but you're never actually alone. And some of you will be joining forces at this time. Let's ask for one more card here for the union energy. What is the union energy, Spirit? The union energy right now calls for play and fun. We've got the beautiful dolphin energy, joy, light, flow, and compassion. Beautiful, playful creature who really just exists to bring joy to the world. I can't think of anything more beautiful than dolphin energy, especially when we're talking about union energy. So look at this ferocious energy. We have fire for the masculine, wolf for the feminine, and then in the middle of it all, lighten up, Spirit says. Have a little fun, Spirit says. Allow yourself to be in the flow more, Spirit says. Okay? Follow your bliss. So if you think about it, dolphin energy, dolphin exists in the water, but they also, what do? They jump out of the water for air. So they spend a lot of the time performing. They're performers, they're natural performers, they're natural acrobats. So we have the element of both water and air when we think of dolphin. You could also think of it as the elements of yin and yang. Dark and light, sun and moon. Where can you find freedom in play? Where can you find joy in your life, feminines, masculines? And this is also about connection, because as I've talked about in many readings, when the dolphin energy has come up, dolphin is they live in harmony with their collective, with their family, with their pod. They're social creatures. They're socially intelligent. They're emotionally intelligent. In fact, studies have shown more so than humans. They rely on each other for comfort, for peace, for joy. They need each other. And that's why it's so important to keep them out of cages. Don't support SeaWorld. Don't support aquariums, because that supports the captivity of these magnificent beings who are meant to be together. They're not meant to be stripped from their families. No animals are, in fact. I don't support the caging of any animals. And this animal in particular is so reliant on social interactions that they actually get depressed, much like whales, when they're kept captive, when they're kept from their families, when they're torn from their babies. So it's really important, the energy that I'm feeling, and I'm very passionate about that, as you know, guys, animal rights. I'm an animal person, animal activist. What I see here with the energy of the union energy is it's asking the counterparts to admit that they need each other, to admit that even when the feminine needs to go it alone and the masculine's over here blowing off steam, that at the end of the day, they need to come together. The masculine energy needs the feminine energy and vice versa. They need one another to thrive. You know, dolphins really value, if you haven't, read up on dolphins, study dolphins. They're so incredible. We have so much to learn from dolphins and whales. They actually truly value joy and play and freedom and pleasure. They actually really, really enjoy it. And to think that we could take that away, that we have the power as humans to take that away, is devastating to me. Who are we to take away their freedom? Who are we to put them in captivity? So perhaps the message here coming through for the masculine and feminine energy is, where have you placed your joy in captivity? Especially in regards to this connection. Did you forget? Have you only focused on the pain? Have you forgotten the joy? Perhaps it's time today for us to focus on the joy, to focus on the times where we had fun with our counterpart, where we were dancing and joyful, and where we were able to truly be ourselves, to joke around, to sing, to dance, to play, to laugh, to explore, okay? Just to be in each other's presence and to accept that. So let's spend today, feminines and masculines, focusing on the joy, focusing on the connection, and not focusing on the disconnect. And let's see, because we can really raise the vibration of the collective together. So I'm going to leave the reading here at that. We're going to end on this beautiful, beautiful dolphin energy. And I'll invite you to do that. I'll invite you guys to invite in more joy, more freedom, more playfulness. Liberate yourself from that constrictive thinking and liberate yourself from thinking about pain today. And let's see if we can't shift this energy of hopelessness. I send you guys so much love. I'll see you in the next video. Take great care until then.